Hey team, if you're new here, I'm Andrew Peacock. I've been a software developer for over a decade, and at this channel we like exploring ideas that make us more productive and happier, all in the tech world. I was recently listening to a podcast, and out of everything I heard, there was one particular quote that seemed to stick with me. And that quote is, if you can't be happy with a coffee, you won't be happy with a yacht. At first I blew right past this, another Instagram-worthy AI-generated quote, but for some reason, even a couple days later, I still couldn't stop thinking about it. So in this video, we're gonna unpack that. And before we go any further, pause this video and let me know what that quote means to you down in the description below. So go ahead, pause, don't cheat, don't let my opinions or explanations sway your judgment. For real, pause the video, down in the description below, let me know what it means to you. All right, so some of you might be asking, what the hell does a coffee have to do with a yacht? And like many of you, I felt the exact same way before I really gave it any thought. Ultimately, I think this coffee and yacht business is about finding joy and gratitude and simplicity, and really just kind of a judgment on the way you're living life. And maybe this is my inner minimalist persona talking, but I think a lot of us could really benefit by living a life a little more simply. Think about it. When was the last time that you actually gave yourself real time to do simple things? A quiet morning with a coffee, or just going outside just so you could feel the sun hit your face. Our life is full of goals and achievements or desiring material possessions. But I think after reflecting on this, without some bumpers in life, these are the very things that are going to distract us and lead us away from the real happiness that we're all seeking. And this is a total reminder to myself. I'm not trying to come at you like I'm sitting up on some kind of high horse. I really suck at this. I jokingly tell people that I have two modes, on, off, and nowhere in between. So I really struggle with racing minds, the ideas that come and go, the amount of MVPs or business ideas that I've started. And it's very obvious in my life that without some real bumpers, I can get very carried away. My wife likes to poke fun at me that I have far too many hobbies. And I guarantee that if I were to live 100 different lives, I would never be bored. I have so many things that I want to do, and they just lead me away from the things that I need to do. But here's one of the secrets that I think we all forget about, including myself. Moments of being bored or spending an entire Sunday doing nothing other than chilling is exactly what we all need. In the book Steal Like an Artist, author Austin Kleon talks about one of the most overlooked aspects of creativity is being bored. He suggests that when we are not actively turned on, that's what allows our minds to have the space to wander and explore and come up with new creative ideas. From listening to his audiobook, I realized that sometimes we need to get away from everything just to give ourselves the space. And when we do have that empty space, all of the things we actually want and need are gonna come and fill it. Which leads me right to my next point. The next realization I had was the concept of intentionally cultivating gratitude. Much like the simplicity of a quiet morning, that simple cup of coffee, I think a huge part of this message is to recognize and value the richness that you already have in your life. It's realizing that you're given the opportunity to have that simple cup of coffee. So how do we be more intentional about this? First and foremost, before you apply any systems or tool, recognize that this starts with you. To give real effort to notice the good, celebrate it, and give it the thanks that it deserves. So take a moment right now, pause, look around you, and whether it be a coffee or a cup of tea or the drinkable clean water sitting in that bottle right next to you, just verbalize that you're grateful and that you appreciate this opportunity. And I am willing to bet you, I'm willing to make the bet, that if you really did this, if you legitimately paused, found something like a simple cup of coffee and verbalized how you feel and to show your gratefulness, you probably feel a little bit better right now. So now that we got that out of the way, let's find a tool that we can apply and make this process a lot easier. I have no sponsorship, no affiliation whatsoever, but the product that my wife and I both use is called Day One. So head over to Day One app, link down below. It's a simple journaling tool that you can put on your phone or your computer or both or wherever you need it. And you can leverage their templates for the daily gratitude journal. But remember, Day One isn't magic. They aren't going to populate entries for you. You still have to put in the work. So just lean into the tool to make it as easy and seamless and accessible as possible. So when you're chilling on the couch or you catch yourself doom scrolling, literally stop for 2 minutes, pop open the app, write a new journal entry, go back to doom scrolling if you want, but get those thoughts out of your head, tell people that you appreciate them, and I promise you that you will feel happier and better about the rest of your day. Now to wrap up my own personal thoughts about this simple cup of coffee and acknowledging and appreciating it for what it is, the last component I see is the power of presence. I kind of mentioned it before, but it is very difficult to stay present in our world today. Tons of spam, emails, text messages, things I've talked about in previous videos. But it is such a powerful tool when you can be fully locked in, fully engaged, connected with whatever you're doing and whoever you're doing it with. My wife and I have this simple rule that when we go out on a dinner date, we don't touch our phones at all, and most often times, we don't even keep it on the table. We put it in our pockets, we put it in our purse, we put it down on the seat next to us. We just don't want to see it. And maybe for you, a fun game that you and your friends can play is the next time that you go out to eat, make it the rule, obviously let everybody know in advance, but make it the rule that the first person to look at their phone picks up the entire bill. You're gonna feel like an absolute idiot.
Can I just say that of all the idiots, in all the idiot villages, in all the idiot worlds, you stand alone, my friend.
If you end up picking up a $200 tab just because you needed to look at a text message. Not every moment in life is gonna be perfect, but if you can learn to live a little more simply, show a little more gratitude, and be more present while you're doing all of those things, I promise you, you'll be headed down a world that's only full of happiness and joy and the fulfillment that I think a lot of us are seeking in our day-to-day journey. And if any of this resonated with you, I'd really appreciate if you drop this thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, because I am so damn excited to keep building with you all for the rest of this year. And we have a little over 1,000 friends on Threads. Please come hang out with us. Bunch of great people out there, awesome conversations. And I'm excited to read y'all's thoughts and comments about what the quote meant to you, and I'll see you next week. Peace.